I have to say, one of my favorite comedians is Chris Rock. I love to watch Chris Rock's comedy act. I seriously do. I find him to be a flat-out riot. Now, to be honest with you, there's a lot of different black comedians I love. Richard Pryor, you kidding? And I'm not going to sit there and say I can't get enough, because obviously I'm 50 years old. I've been listening to Richard Pryor for a long time, but occasionally I do sit down and watch Richard Pryor. Now, I know what I'm going to get when I listen to these comedians, but I love their brand of humor. It makes me laugh. With that being said, I come across an article today. Chris Rock attacks conservative author after Tea Party questions. So I went to look at the article, and then I watched the video. Now, I wasn't going to blog about this, but tonight I go onto my Facebook page. A lot of my friends are posting various articles on this, and also come to find out I don't want to say conservative, we'll say talk show host. His name would happen to be Michael Savage, attacks Chris Rock over these racist so-called comments that he made. Well, once I saw that article, I have to admit, that's when it was just over the top. Chris Rock was ambushed. This is not right, what was done to Chris Rock. And now what is being done to him is not right. You want to justify the various comments that Chris Rock may have said. This isn't the way to go about it. No, I think it could have been done and handled in a different manner. One of my reasons for not blogging about this is because I didn't want anybody to bring up Congressman Etheridge to say that reporter, citizen reporter, ambushed Congressman Etheridge, because that's not what happened. The guy's standing on the street. Congressman, can I ask you a question? Politely. Congressman Etheridge stops. That citizen reporter asks him a question. Next thing you know, he's grabbed. He's assaulted. So wasn't the cameraman. The kid handled himself in a professional manner. Please, Mr. Congressman, would you let me go? Now, throughout this whole incident, it could have been totally avoided when kid asked the question, hey, Mr. Congressman, Mr. Etheridge, can I ask you a question? He could have continued to walk. But no. Chris Rock's minding his own business. He's at a film festival. He has a gentleman come up to him. Says, hey, Chris Rock, hey, how you doing? You know, man, I'm from Brooklyn. Okay, you think I could get a picture with you? All under a false premise. Gets picture taken with him. Chris Rock knows this is a video camera. Chris Rock is having a good time at this film festival. Chris Rock has a family. Chris Rock doesn't want his picture taken in that atmosphere. Next thing you know, this reporter, Mr. Messina, or author, starts to ask him questions about the Tea Party and the comments that he made. Sorry, you ambushed Chris Rock. As far as I'm concerned, I've said my piece. But, you know what? I don't think it was right, and I don't think it was fair. And I don't think what Chris Rock is getting attacked on right now, at least the way he's being attacked, is right. Not whatsoever. Now, you have a lot of people out there defending their comments by saying it's comedy. It's comedy. Well, you know what? There is such thing as comedy. Maybe. It ain't your cup of tea, but that's not the point. It's comedy. Now, I don't consider Bill Maher, I don't consider Jon Stewart, and I don't consider Stephen Colbert to be comedians. No, I don't. I just consider them to be propaganda for the left. That's all I consider it to be. Even to the point of having a rally on the mall and promoting communism. That's what they did. There's a difference. That's not funny. Bill Maher donates money to a campaign where somebody is actually trying to fundamentally transform this country through Marxist ideology. I don't find that to be funny. Chris Rock is in an interview, asks some questions, and he says some things about the Tea Party. So what? Who cares? It's not the same thing. It's not like he's out there promoting communism. He's not doing it, at least that I know of. I'll end on that. It's enough. That's why I didn't want to do it in the first place. It just kind of sucks. It really seriously it does. It sucks. Don Rickles goes on David Letterman. David Letterman has said some of the most freakiest things out of his mouth. Whether you agree with him or not, doesn't matter. Next thing you know, Don Rickles makes a comment about Mexicans as a joke. That's what he's been doing for 60 freaking years. Next thing you know, David Letterman's trying to hush him up like that's politically incorrect. Yeah? Go back and watch some All in the Family segments. Today, people would be horrified. That's the stuff we were all laughing at on TV back in the 1970s. Yeah. Back at a time when we didn't care who was black. We didn't care who was white. Why? Because we were all one thing. We were all freaking Americans. Not anymore. Nope. Not anymore. Isn't it funny what one person can do to change the debate in this country in 3 years? Turn everything into something that's racist and political. Well, I'm Tim Donovan, and I'm on the right. I've said my piece. On the right side of Kenny Punk.